Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your April 2024 General Tarot Reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies as well as any blocks on your path and, of course, advice from Spirit. So let's take a look. Let's see what's on the horizon for you. Transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. My goodness. And Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Okay. Wow. Libra, you have had some of the most incredible readings lately, but this one is like off the charts. The energy that I'm getting here is that you're breaking free. There's almost this energy of breaking free, okay, of something that maybe has been holding you back. You know, it could be an obstacle. It could be a mindset. It could be a belief that you have about yourself or the world or something like that. This is the energy of truly taking flight. I want to say they just keep showing me this, bird taking flight. Like I feel like you've been sitting on a cliff, kind of like an eagle, right? The eagles that live near me, like they sit in the treetops or they'll sit on a cliff. They love to sit up high, right? And it's kind of like, I feel like you've been sitting on this cliff, waiting for something, right? Waiting for the strength, waiting for the belief that you can fly. It's almost like a baby bird, but you're not a baby bird, Libra, right? These are adult, right, birds, but it's almost like that energy of being a baby bird and like wondering, do I have what it takes? Yeah, you have the victim mentality coming out, right? Do I have what it takes to take flight? Do I believe in myself enough? And yeah, at the same time, look, these are adult birds, right? They're not babies. You're not naive. You've gone through so much. You have the lessons of what you have learned. You have done this immense transformation within yourself, but it's kind of like wondering, do you have what it takes? Yeah, because you have the never-ending story, right? But look, it's time to leave that. It's time to allow yourself to say, I don't have to keep living the same story over and over again. I have the courage in order to break out of that, to fly out of one situation or fly out of one chapter of your life, right? Like I feel like for so many of you, you have physically left something, and yet at the same time, you haven't allowed yourself yet to soar in the new, right? And we're in the midst of eclipse season. I mean, this is things and people and situations just changing drastically, rapidly, right in front of our eyes. Yeah, something has come to an end. You have, are you fearful that something has come to an end? Or has an ending, because we have the Death card. This is a transformation card, okay? And we have Loyal Heart. So the Loyal Heart card can mean two things. It can be a soulmate that's very near and dear to your heart, right? Somebody that you may have thought was loyal to you, and yet maybe you learned that they weren't. It can also represent that part of ourselves that that sometimes isn't loyal to ourselves, right? When we allow other people to control us or control our thoughts or, lead us astray from what we really and truly want for ourselves, then we're not being loyal to what it is that we truly want. I feel as if there's something here that you really and truly want, Libra, and at the same time, there is some sense of wondering if you really can do it. Like you've gone through this huge transformation. There's something that your heart is desiring, whether it's another person, whether you know who that person is or not, right? Or it's a sense of something that you want to do for yourself, of loyalty to your own heart. Yeah, you have this judgment. Judgment represents decisions that we make, but it's also about reconnecting to a part of ourselves, of something that we want. And so I'm going to say, once again, it could be another person. It could be a job. It could be a hobby. It could be a business you want to launch. There's something here that's near and dear to your heart. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like something that I think you wanted for some time, or maybe you want to reconnect to something, okay? You know, so it could be a hobby that you had a long time ago, but you had to walk away from for one reason or another. It could be even something from childhood. And yet at the same time, you know, for some of you, it could be reconnecting to your inner child. Because that's a really interesting energy that I'm picking up there. It's kind of like allowing yourself to make a decision to go towards something that you really and truly want, even though I feel this is difficult energy. You've had people around you that maybe are wanting to do what they want to do, right? Which is preventing you from going and doing what you want to do. You've just been kind of like up in your head about this. And of course, you're an air sign, but it's the energy of what is it, Libra, that you really and truly want to do? Because here you are, you're on the brink. You're sitting on the limb of the highest limb of a tree. You're on the cliff. You are the Fool. It's kind of very much the Fool energy because something has ended here, right? And a new beginning is available to you, but it's kind of like, are you willing to spread your wings? Are you willing to put yourself out there? So the energy I'm getting here is that there's something or someone that you want to connect to. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, wanting to express either your love to somebody else or wanting to go after something, okay? But you're worried if you take action, right, that your heart's going to be broken. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know, we have the King of Pentacles and the Empress. Here's your energy. It's kind of the Empress energy, though, and I feel for some of you, this could be a romantic counterpart or family or a friend, right? But it doesn't have to be. It's kind of like the Empress knows that she deserves whatever it is that her heart truly wants, right? When she's loyal to her heart, she knows that she deserves what it is that she's wanting or wanting to go after. But the King of Pentacles is somebody that sits there and says, but is it practical? Here's the thing, Libra. You're being asked not to think about the practical. You're being asked not to get all caught up in your head making this decision, right? You could be even talking to friends or family members, and they could be like, what are you talking about, right? You could be like, I think I'm going to go blah, blah, blah. I'm going to call up blah, blah, blah. Or I'm going to move to blah, blah, blah. Or I'm going to start this business, right? It's something that you've been thinking about for a long time, that you have been preparing for, because you're not a newbie here, right? You're not a young chick. You're really an adult bird. So it's kind of like understanding you've been preparing for this. But here's the thing. I think for some of you, you've been preparing secretly. Perhaps not sharing your plan with other people. But now you're on the brink of having to share. Telling your boss you're quitting your job, okay? Actually picking up the phone and calling somebody, okay, that you've been thinking about calling, maybe asking out on a date or reconnecting with from the past. Or it's, you know, telling your family and friends, I'm moving to another country. I'm moving to wherever, right? This is the energy where you can't go any farther until you allow yourself to share what it is that your heart truly desires. You've gone as far as you can, but it's understanding that it's going to require some action that does not make sense. It's not logical. If you look at it from the logical standpoint, from the practicality of it, it doesn't make sense. Or there's people around you that say, it doesn't make sense. What are you doing? Why are you calling that person? Why are you moving over there? It just doesn't make sense. And yet at the same time, it's kind of like you're on the brink. You know that if you don't allow yourself to take action on this, you're just going to repeat the same cycle you just finished. It's kind of like, okay, I don't want to repeat that. I don't want to not follow what my heart truly desires, because when I don't follow what my heart truly desires and I listen to all of the naysayers, or I listen to those negative thoughts that have been planted in my mind, right? When I listen to the fears, when I listen to all the reasons why I shouldn't do this, then I just get stuck in the same pattern over and over again. This is saying, no, wait a minute, I'm ready for more. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to allow myself to spread my wings and say, I'm not doing this again. I'm not saying no to my own heart. I'm allowing myself to say yes to my heart instead of trying to appease other people. Keep the peace. Libra, you're the peacemaker, right? You may have been trying to keep the peace for so long, but understanding that there's no peace in your own heart when you're trying to keep the peace with everybody else in your life. This is allowing yourself to say, I'm not doing it again. So let's take a look at what your obstacle is here. Yeah, oh my goodness. You have. I feel like you've been keeping this a secret. I feel like you just haven't been sharing. Here you have the Nine of Cups and truth be told. Libra, this is something you really and truly want, but it's kind of like you've been denying yourself of your own happiness because it doesn't make practical sense. But here's the thing, I just feel like for so many of you, you're not going to be happy until you go down this path. And even if this path doesn't end up the way that you want it to, okay, it's kind of like you'll never be happy in this lifetime unless you go try. Unless you call that person, unless you move to Timbuktu, right? Unless you start your own YouTube channel, whatever this is that you've been wanting to do. Yeah. And this is you believing in not being able to believe in yourself, keeping it all a secret. Ooh, I feel like this has, we have the Emperor and the Empress here with the Four of Wands. For some of you, this could be a twin flame connection. And it's kind of like, I think, Libra, you have been sitting on the treetops waiting for this person to come in. This is really the energy of, if this is what you want, if this is the connection. Look, I also feel like this is you and this is the other person, right? The Emperor and the Empress. I'm also going to say that we have, we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. You could have even been in a romantic relationship or a business with this person, okay? You could have been with this person at one time, but it's kind of like, I feel like you have to allow yourself to step into the energy of taking action, right? Because it's kind of like you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for life to happen to you. This is the energy of it's time for you to fly, to say, if this is something that I really and truly want, if this is what my heart truly desires, then it's time to go. Look at loyal heart. I mean, I feel like this is, for a lot of you, this is either your divine counterpart, or this is the energy of something that your heart truly desires and the intertwining of your divine masculine and divine feminine within yourself. So take that as it resonates. Maggie is back here snoring. Maggie. Yeah, I feel like there is something here where you know that you're poised. Look at the angels are coming in, telling you it's time to take action on this. Don't allow the practicality or the lack of reason to stop you. This is eclipse season. On Monday, we go into a Mercury retrograde, right? Allowing yourself to to step out, to fly a little bit here and say, you know what? I'm no longer going to sit on this cliff, on this tree limb, and wait for life to happen to me. It's time for me to go out there, to fly. And if people or situations don't want to be part of that, then it's okay, because I have the strength, the courage, the perseverance to go towards what my happy is. It's kind of like, I don't know, there's something here about you're better off to know, right? If this has to do with another person, it's almost like you're better off to know, yes or no. Like, are we together or not? I feel like for some of you, this could be a person you haven't talked to in a while. It's kind of like, okay, yes or no. Are we together or not? Because I'm ready to fly. And if you're flying with me, great. And if you're not, that's fine. Because it's kind of like, all of a sudden, it's gumption. That's what it is. You have the gumption to say, okay, here I am. I'm ready. Because I think for some of you, understand that this person is definitely like a true soulmate, a divine counterpart of some sort. And it doesn't have to be romantic. You know, it could be a family member. It could be a dear friend. It could be a business partner. But it's kind of like, okay, you know, maybe you're wanting to expand your business, but your business partner doesn't. It's kind of like, okay, that's fine. Now I know the truth, right? I'm not going to hide from the truth anymore. I'm going to step into the truth. I want to expand the business. So, okay, that means I guess we're dissolving our partnership and I'm going in this new direction. It's kind of like saying to a romantic connection, are we together or not? Because if we're not together, that's fine. I can handle the truth. It's kind of like you've gone to this point where it's like, just tell me the truth, because I am so ready to fly, right? It's like you're not allowing yourself to hide from the truth anymore. You're no longer the ostrich with your head in the sand. It's kind of like, okay, it's truth time. It's eclipse season. It's Mercury retrograde. Let's get it on. What's the truth here? Because I'm ready to party. I'm ready to go live my life and have this happiness and joy and a sense of celebration in my life. No longer sitting in this energy of when is it going to happen for me? It's kind of like, yes, I'm taking off. Beautiful energy, Libra. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful. All right, so let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings. So if you're interested, Libra, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What is my body telling me right now? Our body speaks to us through physical pain or discomfort. Our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. Okay, now for some of you, it could be that you have been kind of like in an energy of feeling some discomfort in your body. And it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm going to figure out what is going on, right? You could have been putting your head in the sand, being an ostrich, not wanting to face that. It could also be that, you intuitively know that it's time to take better care of your body, okay? Whether exercise or nutrition or, limiting things that are unhealthy for our body. And you're becoming truthful with that and taking action on it. And for others of you, it is that sentence, right? It says, through pain or discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply, right? It's kind of like your heart here, right? Understanding if you're feeling a little lethargic, uninspired, right? It's kind of like, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm kind of, still dealing with this situation over here. It's kind of like, okay, are you going to spend the rest of your life? I know this is a little tough love. It's kind of like, are you going to spend the rest of your life trying to figure out what this is? Or are you going to allow yourself to take action on it? And either talk to this person, see what their response is, see what the truth of the situation is. And then being able to fly, to make a decision, right? to decide. You have the Judgment card. It's kind of like, I feel like you're trying to decide about a person or a situation without knowing what they're thinking. So you're trying to kind of like make a decision, and I think it's a big decision, right? You're trying to make a decision, but it's not based on all the facts. It's kind of like, okay, I got to find out what's going on here, because the truth will set you free. The truth is what actually allows you to transform. For some of you, it could be even a conversation. This is interesting that I'm getting this message. A conversation with somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, but you haven't closed out the energy. It doesn't mean you have to reunite with that person, but getting the truth. Hey, what happened in our relationship? You know, and allowing yourself to get to the truth of what occurred in the situation. But I feel like for some of you, you're kind of like trying to figure that out on your own. It's kind of like go to the source, you know? It's like if if your knee hurts, you go to the doctor, right? To get the truth. What is going on with my knee? You know, you can get on the internet, you can Google stuff, you can try some home therapies, right? Maybe you're doing that, but it's kind of like, okay, I've been dealing with this for a long time and I can't fly. I can't do a 5K because my knee is bothering me. Okay, what am I going to do about it? It's kind of like allowing, almost like, like reality check, right? It's kind of like, okay, it's time to deal with this because I am ready. I'm no longer just sitting on the tree limb. I'm no longer sitting on the cliff. I am ready to fly. And it's go time. It's go time. It's go time, Libra. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I truly love you so much, Libra. Thank you so much for supporting my channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope that you all are checking out the daily readings that I'm doing. Thank you for those that are, and your lovely comments. I'm glad you're appreciating them. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now. Much love and light.